Is up, alienARMy. I am Oculus, the alien next door, purveyor of esoteric lore. And on this channel, we discuss everything out of this world. So as you can tell by today's ensemble with my magic wand and my jamming headphones, we are going to be having another candid chat session. And I found this to be all connected. Maybe you will, maybe you won't, but this is how I roll here when I receive like a large channeled script, so to speak. I receive it just all at once, but everything does connect. So I am going to start at the beginning, which is one of my dreams last night, because I had, I have several dreams every night, because that's just the way I dream and I remember my dreams. So in one of my dreams, the message was conveyed to me that something that I had been trying to reprogram my subconscious mind with, I discovered that that program was now and is now embedded in there. So we're going to talk about that first aspect of how you can tell that your subconscious has accepted the new program. You're going to start dreaming about it. So let's say, for example, that you are reciting a mantra to yourself for however long you are, because it's different time frames for everyone, but you want to go into it at the root, which is the subconscious mind, right? You want to change it from the inside out. So you're reciting a mantra, let's say, whatever it is you want, right? Let's say it's a number, a name, a place where you want to visit, a place where you want to relocate to. Whatever that is, you are going to start having dreams about that. In essence of that, you will receive a message. Let's say you're trying to manifest, you want to, I'll use like in my most recent video, you want to move with the monks in Tibet. Okay, let's just say, right, we'll use that as an example. You will know that the idea has successfully been implanted into your subconscious mind, because you will start dreaming about it. You will dream, and it's going to be different for everyone, just depending on the way your subconscious works and how you dream. But you are going to get a clear message, either something about monks, or you're going to be in the dream and you're dressed in like the monk robe. I don't know what it's called, whatever that outfit is that they're typically portrayed in, or you're going to receive the word Tibet or something along those lines. You're going to know. And when you receive that message in your dream, it's not going to feel alien to you. It's going to just feel natural, like this is what it is, like it's here, okay? Because you can have dreams about something that you thought about during the day, let's say, or a TV show you just watched, and those might appear in dreams, but they're not going to be really feeling like it's a part of you, your subconscious. It's a weird, I don't know other than to say you're just going to know when you receive that message. So let's say you were watching a show about monks in Tibet, and then you have a dream that you're with the monks in Tibet, but it feels like you kind of sense that it isn't real, like it seems real because it's in a dream, but it doesn't seem like it's a part of you. There's like a separation, okay? Whereas let's say you are trying to program your subconscious mind, monks in Tibet, whatever. Now you would, in essence, you would receive whatever message it is, either monk, Tibet, that outfit, however, or you just see a scene, and it'll feel natural. It'll feel like it's a part of your life, like, oh, it's here. That's really the best way I can describe it. So that's one portion of the dream interpretation that I wanted to touch on. Now for the next part is that in relation to some of the topics that I'm going to be discussing now, I did have another dream where a name was conveyed to me in the dream, and it was spelled out, and it was being pronounced inside my mind in the dream, and I couldn't really figure out what it was, and then I forgot about it for a little bit. Like, I remembered when I woke up and I meant to search what that name means. It was like a first name and a last name, or at least that's what it seems like, okay? And I wanted to search that name, but I forgot. So then a few hours later, I remembered, like click, like it was boom, when I was deciding what I was going to be speaking about for this broadcast. So that was like a meaning. So the name that I searched, it actually had meaning to me, and it actually had meaning because I was like, well, this isn't something personal to me. This is just kind of general knowledge. And again, it goes with that feeling where it's like my subconscious mind showed me that which I had been programming it with. It showed me that in a way where it felt natural, like this is mine. The one the name that was presented to me in my dream, I was like, wait, what? Like, and I had to like really look into it. I was like, what does that mean? And I came across a lot of info, which is not relevant. It's not here nor there. The things that are going to be relevant in regards to this, I will be speaking about in a second, as I just said. So what happens is that when I looked up the name that was presented to me, I found a few interesting things, and I was like, aha, that's why in the dream it was just sort of like a message for me, but it was a message that I was to speak about from a general context. It had nothing to do with my personal life. So the biggest way that I can suggest that you interpret your dreams, it's going to feel like you. I really don't know how else to convey that. And yes, dreams are interesting states, because they do feel very real, especially if you're lucid dreaming, right? But the thing is, there's going to be, if it's not for you, it's either going to cause some sort of fear or a discombobulation whilst you're in the dream. You might sense like an anxious feeling whilst you're in that dream if it's not meant for you. Or it could be you are observing something for someone else, and let's say that individual's name or their face or whatever will pop up for you, meaning that this is a message, about them or for them or whatever. I do just want to say, because we are going to be touching a little bit on ethics here, if you do have a dream about someone else and it has absolutely nothing to do with you, unless you already have an existing agreement with them, like let's say you and your homie Holmes over here, you have an agreement, like if I ever received a psychic message that was for you, would you want me to tell you, right? And then if they say yes, then yes. But if you don't have that agreement and you're just being shown snippets and glimpses of things about someone else, I would not mention it, because it's not something that, unless like I said, if you have that open exchange with them where they want to know something, yes. But if you're just being shown something that has absolutely nothing to do, let's say so-and-so takes their tea with 3 packets of sugar, right? It has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's just something about them, okay? And that's a very light example, but I would not mention it, okay? Something that if you do want to, this just came to me, more of like hypnotic suggestion. If you do have a dream about someone and you don't want to bring that up because it seems so irrelevant, I told you we're gonna be all over the place with this broadcast, so buckle up, Mr. Toad's wild motherfucking ride. So if you are shown, let's say XYZ motherfucker likes to take their tea with 3 sugars, let's say you're hanging out with them and you want to like impress them, and you know that about them, you can maybe toss that in there, like, oh, would you like some tea? And then they'll be like, oh, well, yes, thank you, I would. And then you prepare it just the way they like, that was shown to you in your dream about them, but you don't say anything, you just kind of do it. And it's not, this example, this is not harming someone, this is more kind of like if you want to like strengthen your psychic connection with them, if it's someone you want to kind of hypnotize, or you just want that like telepathic type of thing, and you can do something like that. But I wouldn't personally mention anything. Like if you're shown anything, it could be beneficial about this motherfucker, it could be detrimental what you're shown about this motherfucker. I would not say anything unless, as I said, you want to use that example, you prepare the tea the way they like because you want to impress them, whatever. Or unless you have that open energetic exchange where it's like you've already had that discussion, like if I receive a message in regards to you, do you want me to let you know? Okay. Of course, if they tell you that they don't want to know any messages, then definitely respect that. We are going to be moving along into the ethics portion of it. But that is the way that you can also interpret your dreams, okay? Because when I started talking about this, I said, how can you tell a message is in regards to you or to someone else? Because you will sense it in the dream. You're just going to sense it. It's not going to be you sitting there like, I'm enjoying the tea that I love with 3 packets of sugar and whatever the fuck you're doing, right? You're sipping your tea and shit. It's going to feel like you, like it's going to feel natural. But if you're being shown a message about someone else, you're going to sense that link of detachment. It's going to be like a third person type of narrative, okay? I don't know how to describe it better than that, but if you do want to know if a message is for you, it's just going to feel natural, like you're going to feel it in every fiber of your being. energetically, and in the dream physically, you're also not going to be feeling any type of way about it. It's just going to be calm neutrality, like this is it, this is what it is. So for example, if you've ever had a nightmare, a dream which has disturbed your peace, right, how did you feel, right? You might have woken up, you might have you know, in the dream you might have forced yourself to wake up, you might have felt a certain type of way in your dream that it woke you up. Also, another portion of this dream time with the messages here is that dreams are very interesting because it's essentially like another version of what's going on in the 3D realm matrix. Because when you are dreaming, and here's the thing why I want to touch on that reality co-creation is very real. Okay, we're not going to speak about the science or metaphysics behind it right now, because quite frankly, I don't really know this. I mean, I know the science to an extent, but I haven't dove deep in there, and there are plenty of others that explain it way better than me. But if you want proof that you do create your own reality, let's say, you can find this proof in your dreams, because as I said, number one, the lucid dream, that's probably the most poignant way of expressing what the 3D earth matrix is. You're like a dream within a dream, like Inception and all of that, and you're in there and you're like, wait, how did I get in here? But whoa, I could make a waterfall appear over here, I could make this appear over there, I could, you know what I mean? So that's really how reality works, reality co-creation. So instead of you actually sleeping, a part of your consciousness is sleeping. It agreed to go to sleep whilst you are residing in the physical vessel, and of course you awaken, right? That's what they call to sleep awaken. When you awaken, you realize that you are in the dream and you are piloting the vessel in the dream. So that's why they call it awakening. I just got that now. Maybe some of y'all motherfuckers knew that from before, or put that 2 and 2 together from before, but I just, thank you, universe, I just put that together now, right? So when they say awakening, when someone is in the process of awakening, then that means that they are now awake inside the illusion of the dream, which is the playground that the 3D earth vehicle is fucking maneuvering around in, okay? So a portion of you is asleep, right? Because you think it's fucking real, right? So you're like asleep at the wheel. And what happens is that the awakening process shows you exactly that you are having a lucid dream. So it's like it's like if you want to think of when you're asleep in your bed, sleeping, and you're having a lucid dream, it's a dream within your dream, you know you're dreaming. That is how reality works. When you have successfully ascended, mastered the awakening process, you realize that you are now this vehicle is like you're in another lucid dream. So it's like a dream within a dream, and then, you know, and it keeps going outwards, right? So that part of you, what I was saying, you know, we meander along, but I always get around to the fucking point. That dream within a dream idea, if you want to prove to yourself, quote unquote, that you do create your own reality, then what you do is, I'm sure some of you, or many of you actually have experienced this, where you are in a dream. I know this happens to me a lot, right? Like I'll be in a dream and my ass always hungry. Like I'll be always hungry, okay? So there's some times, like, you know, I'll be dreaming about food and shit, because why the fuck not? So I'll be dreaming about food, and then I'll be eating the food in the dream. And then I will, like, you know, when I wake up, my stomach will feel full, like I just ate a huge meal, even though I didn't. I was just dreaming. But, you know, since I forget how they say it, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, if look into, they know the science of it obviously better than I do, because they, you know, they're doctors, okay? I know the channeled information, and quite frankly, I don't really care too much about technicalities because I have no earth science. But either which way, so look into that, because they say it a specific way where it's like reality, the subconscious mind has no idea or something. The body, the physical vessel has no idea that it is dreaming, right? Some portion of the mind does not recognize the fact that it was dreaming. It's accepting everything as real, as like tangible reality. That's why, to prove to yourself that the subconscious mind is able to co-create your reality just based on like the whole aspect of that psyche, it doesn't know the difference betwixt if something is real or something is fake. So it doesn't know. It's just accepting everything as truth. I believe that's how they say it. Joe Dispenza and Bruce Lipton, they said something to that effect. Okay, I probably butchered the shit out of that, but if you want more info on that, check them out. But basically, the subconscious mind is just accepting everything as real. So when you're dreaming, you are in the state where your subconscious mind is now just, it's like he running buck wild, okay? So you got the fucking DMT, dimethyltryptamine, coming through the fucking pineal gland, and you got a whole lot going on, okay? So whilst you're in that state, you are very suggestible. Don't know if that's the proper usage of the word, but it is fucking now. So you're very suggestible, you're very programmable, you're very easily able to be hypnotized. And that is why when I was having the dream that I ate like a whole big meal and I woke up and I felt full, it is because my consciousness, whatever, it was just accepting, yes, like it doesn't matter if it's going on in real life. You know, I was asleep in my fucking bed and I'm eating a fucking, 5-course meal up in this motherfucker. So it couldn't tell the difference, right? So it's just like, you're full because you just ate a 5-course meal or whatever the fuck it was. And oh my god. So I woke up and then it's like my body, my physical vessel was just like, oh, you just ate a 5-course meal, even though it wasn't real, but my physical vessel felt like it just ate a 5-course meal, even though I only did that in my dreams, right? And I'm sure, that's just one example for me, but I'm sure you've had other instances yourself where you are having a dream and it felt so real, but then you woke up and maybe you were running in your dream, right? And then you woke up and you were kind of like, whoo, like you were like sweating, maybe you were like out of breath or whatever, like your physical vessel had some sort of, actual tangible reaction to what you were doing in your dream, okay? And that is the proof that I want to discuss here, is that is how you prove that you create your own reality, because it's all hypnotic suggestion. So when you are thinking of, you are in a dream within a dream, now you are impressing your subconscious mind constantly with a suggestion until the motherfucking subconscious mind accepts it as real. And that is how you are co-creating your reality, essentially, because it is all produced from the mind. The conscious mind is introducing something to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind must accept it always, all days, and then it begins to produce the fruition of that which you are injecting it with. Just like I said with the dream, how you can tell if something has been successfully placed in the subconscious mind, you will start dreaming of it, and when you dream of it, it'll seem like your natural state. So I think we spoke a little bit on that, a lot of it on that. So now to the thing that when I was to the thing that the name that I looked up, right? So the message from me with that is in regards to the next type of topic we're going to be talking about today, okay? And this is in regards to Salus Floris, okay? And that is the topic that I wanted to speak about, but I figured I would, segue that little dream type of thing, because that is where this topic did come from, that Dreamtime thing, so that's how we're tying those together. Either which way. So we have this Salus Floris, and this is talking about what I was saying, the higher states of the ascension of the awakening. Now you have awakened within the dream. Now you have activated the crown chakra, okay? Because what happens when all of your chakras are aligned, and like me, I'll be the first motherfucker to say, for quite some motherfucking time, okay, I was like top 3 chakras, okay, just overstimulated, you know what I'm saying? Because I ain't got no earth, so I ain't be too grounded. So what I had to do was work on the lower 3 chakras, because those are the grounded, like towards the physical realm, right? So when all of the chakras, and the heart is the center chakra, right? It's the bridge betwixt the top 3 and the lower 3. And you want to make sure, number one, your heart chakra is very, you want to make sure that it's stable, right? Before you can even begin to, because this is something that I personally have noticed, different motherfuckers depending on where they're at. Like me, I had my top 3 chakras. They're like blast off, motherfucker. Okay. And the lower 3 were like under stimulated because it's like 3D Earth, like the fuck, that shit ain't real. That shit is dusty and crusty and old news. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no, 3D is cool, like for what it is, but you know what I mean. Like I was just for like majority of my experience whilst residing in this physical vessel, I was majority in the upper fucking sector of the chakras, right? But did that mean that I was balanced? Did that mean that I was awakened? We need some water because, I don't know, Mercury D on a fucking rampage. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Okay, so what we have is that when I had my top chakras, like they were overstimulated, it was causing an imbalance in the lower 3 chakras, okay? Because I was so focused here that I was not as focused there, right? So that, you know, I was talking about the fucking poles, and now you can see why, right? Either which way. So what you want to do is you want to understand that someone who is primarily focused over here in the spiritual realm, the ethereal realm, that doesn't mean that they have awakened to their full potential, because to awaken, to wake up from that dream, when I was talking about the awakening, you are now awake when all your chakras are in alignment. They're all functioning healthily. Ain't nobody overstimulated, ain't no motherfucker understimulated. It's just they're all healthy and balanced, and they're all doing what they have to do, and they're working together. And the bridge is the heart. Bridge is the heart because, as I said, it's the center. So for me personally, when I was I fucking did, for me to balance my lower chakras, right? What I had to do before I even went in there, I had to balance my heart chakra and make sure that it was functioning, because the heart is the bridge. That's why, the heart is, it connects those, right? Like it's your state of being is really, you want to focus on your heart and that heart center before you even attempt to traipse to realign the lower chakras or the upper chakras, okay? And there are plenty of quizzes that you can look at for yourself, like if you want to know what, you could just Google what chakra of mine is overactive, underactive, whatever it is, right? There are plenty of quizzes, okay? We're not going to get into all that because this video is going to be even longer if I do, but basically you'll kind of get a sense of it, okay? And then you'll see which chakras need more attention, okay? So you just want to have all of them functioning perfectly, which is salus floris. When the crown, because all your chakras are balanced, right? So you go in, you make sure the heart center is stable, so that you can deep dive into either the lower chakras or the upper chakras. You want to make sure the heart is stable because it's the crux of your fucking physical vessel energy, right? So you want to make sure that one is stable. I would not recommend just going in and jumping to root chakra or jumping right up into crown chakra if you haven't stabilized the heart, because it's basically the stabilizing force in your energetic field. It's the center. That's why they call it the heart center. So make sure that that one is perfectly attuned before you attempt to adjust accordingly the top chakras or the bottom chakras. Now, once you do that, that is the true awakening, because now you have rectified all of the heart chakra and the lower chakras and the upper chakras. Now you are connected, you are awakened in the physical realm because the lower chakras are balanced, the heart chakra is balanced, and the upper chakras are balanced. You see what I'm saying? Now you are awakened because there's no overactivity, there's no underactivity, they're all stimulated equally. So this is the perfect balance of being awakened, actually living in the 3D realm experience instead of just existing. Because if someone is too focused in the lower segment, they're not gonna, they're gonna call synchronicities coincidences, and they're gonna be so tied into material realm, ego realm things, what they can see, touch, taste, feel, touch and feel. Well, they're kind of the same, but they're not. I think you know the difference betwixt touch and feel, but this isn't even the time or the place. We're gonna kind of keep it simple. So they're very into like tangibility, okay? I don't know why my bicep over here, tangible. Anyway, so they're into like something tangible. Whereas let's say someone like myself, earlier along in my journey, I was just like 3D realm, what the fuck? But like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you ignore the 3D realm, I don't even want to say ignore, if you just, you know what I mean? If you don't live in the 3D realm, if you're just kind of upstairs in your fucking mind, are you going to have experiences in the 3D realm that you actually physically participated in, right? Because you might be someone who you're just like channeling, you're in your head and you're not necessarily enjoying the moment that is presented in front of you, and then it's like, whoa, where did that go? It's like, but you weren't even there. Like there was something good perhaps occurring in the 3D physical realm, but you were so focused on, you know, spirituality that you didn't take the time to have physical experiences. And the whole reason why throat chakra, because it says 0000. Whew. Thank you, universe. That's a fucking message. And when I channeled this, the time is 22:11 when I channeled it. Okay, I'm not in the UK, but I have UK time on here. So yeah, those quadruple zeros mean something because I coughed. So throat chakra message for someone is that you are at ground zero right now. This right now is the potential, it is the beginning and it is the end, and you have the potential right now to fulfill whatever the fuck you want. Wipe that shit away, be the Fool Tarot card. It is a clean slate, let's move forward from there. Okay, that was a message for someone for the reason I just explained. So let's say, you know, as for me, my former self and one of my former selves, because we're changing all the fucking time, I was very focused in, you know, the upper realm chakras. Okay, cool. So that means that was I fully living, you know, whilst in a 3D vessel, because we're here to reside in a 3D vessel and to have the physical realm experiences. That's what I was saying before it said 0000. Okay. So we're here to have physical experiences. We're here to have the causation to bring our dreams down into physical, tangible reality so that we can live our dreams. But if we're too focused in the ethers, when are we even gonna have the time to participate in 3D realm activities that we have dreamt of, right? So you don't want to be too far on either pole. You want to have that perfect balance, and that is what we're talking about when we're saying the salvation of the flower, which I took as the crown chakra. What we are doing essentially now is going into this physical realm experience, and what we are doing is we are awakened in the dream. We are now awakened, and what is happening is that now we are having the full experience. We are enjoying the physical in the realm of that which our dreams are being fulfilled physically in our present. Okay, and that's what happens when you have awakened. So if someone is only into the spirituality, they're not fully awakened through the crown chakra, through the flower. Okay, because what we're doing when we are focused too much in one area is we're letting the other area essentially fall to shit. So that's why if someone is very grounded and stable, you know, they're not going to be enjoying the magical side of the 3D realm experience, right? Because they're not even tuned into that. And some motherfuckers, they just don't awaken to that. And some motherfuckers, they awaken, they know the spiritual realm, but they don't want to participate in society. They would rather just kind of sit and live in their dreams, live in their mind, sort of like the meta type of energy, right? They're sort of in that metaverse where they're just sitting in their room. You see that, and they have the goggles on, and they're not participating. But they're just in their head, right? So whilst you're in a physical vessel, don't you want to receive physical, tangible sensations of that which you have dreamt about in the ethers? Don't you want to like experience that shit on a visceral, tangible level? You know what I'm saying, right? You want to live your dreams, and that is why it's important to have all of these in alignment, all the chakras in alignment. That's what it means when you awaken. Okay, it's the salvation of the flower, and the crown chakra is representative of the flower. That is why the crown chakra is associated with the lotus, right? The lotus flower, because it's the crown, it's open. And also, if we want to think of the pineal gland looks like a closed pine cone, but then if we want to visual representation here, open up the pineal gland, we open it, we see that it spreads and the leaves or the pine cone branches look like a fucking lotus flower, or at least it does to me. Okay, so that's when we're talking about salus flores. What we're doing is we're saying the salvation of the flower. We are opening up the crown chakra. We have that lotus flower, that pineal gland that is essentially dormant whilst the sleeper sleeps, because part of their consciousness agreed to sleep. And then when you awaken it, it's the salvation of it through the pineal gland, through the crown chakra, through the flower, because that is how, when we have all the chakras in alignment, now the crown is open, because the crown chakra has the strongest energetic input and output, right? I mean, well, I don't want to say the strongest because it would be the heart in the physical vessel, but in terms of like, it's like the key, right? Like if the crown is closed, the energy is just going to be below it, right? And it's not going to be even able to receive messages from the higher self if it's closed. So that's just why I'm calling it the key in terms of manifestation and living the life of your dreams. Okay, so when we are talking about that, it's really that your God self saves you, hence the salvation. Your higher self, the pineal gland, which is really the key of God. And there are plenty of videos and articles and whatever about the pineal glands, right? The eye of Horus and things like that. And you are now, because you have opened up the crown chakra, that flower, then what's happening essentially is you are living in an illuminated state of being, which is why we have the term Illuminati, right? Because that just simply means someone who is awakened, right? They are illuminated, and that's essentially what when all of your chakras are in alignment. And then with the example, the pineal gland, the lotus, and the pine cone, it's opening the flower. Okay, so the salvation of the flower, the salvation of the crown. So you are saving yourself. The you that's like upstairs, you know what I'm saying? The upstairs you, the oversoul that sees all, knows all, is all. It's sending telepathic messages to yourself so that you can live out whatever the fuck you want in your 3D realm experiences, which is why I was talking about impressing the subconscious mind, and that's why I was talking about Dreamtime states, because that's coming from the crown chakra. Okay, also the third eye chakra, sometimes the throat chakra, especially if you're receiving like a telepathic communication, because it's like the throat and the third eye, they're kind of, in my personal observation, they kind of work together in tandem. And the crown is it's really like the overseer, right? It's like the gateway, it's the guardian, it's the open lotus flower, so to speak. It's the open pineal gland, and that's why pineal gland also produces DMT, okay, as well as melatonin, okay, for the Dreamtime state. So that, because it means essentially you now have the power, you now are awake to live your greatest dreams, and you are living them out in 3D physical tangible form, because those chakras are aligned properly. Your heart chakra is aligned properly, and your upper 3 chakras are aligned properly. So yeah, that is what I have for you today in regards to all of this. So Dreamtime, DMT, pineal gland, the salvation of the flower, going hand in hand. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful stroll. I am Oculus, the alien next door. We will chit chat again soon.